Zhao Shanhai, a great CEO, willingly suffered for love for 7 years. In the end, that bastard actually said he was tired of it and wanted to break up. Faced with the breakup, Zhao Shanhai chose to dress in a suit and tie. He has loads of money, a succession of suitors, and can also manipulate people's hearts. Since you betrayed me, then I'll start torturing scumbags now. Witness the rational black cat CEO versus the domineering wild dog CEO. Join us to see what real wife chasing is. HCC, Zhao Shanhai just got off the treadmill at home, when he was stopped by his assistant with a freshly taken photo. Zhao Shanhai raised an eyebrow without a word, took the tablet from the assistant and looked. The person in the photo was Shao Yi, the one he had been with for 7 years, shockingly at the movies with a young star. He tossed the tablet back to his assistant. All right, I know. You can leave now. Shao Yi. A young star, he snorted inexplicably. He originally thought that only husbands and wives experience the 7-year itch, never expecting that it would also apply to husbands. To think that he, a proud CEO, was willing to be at your beck and call. Never did he expect to end up with such an outcome. No wonder he has been growing colder towards me lately. It must be because of this young star. Shao Yi, you really have your ways. After a while, he took out his phone and quickly typed a few words. Come home at 7:30 tonight. I have something to tell you. The door was opened and a young, handsome man walked in, braving the cold. What's the matter, calling me back all of a sudden? Zhao Shanhai said without lifting his head. You're 4 minutes and 37 seconds late. Shao Yi was taken aback, a flash of impatience crossing his face. If you have something to say it. I have other plans later. Zhao Shanhai didn't expose him but instead smiled slightly. Let's break up. Shao Yi frowned. What are you talking about? Zhao Shanhai repeated. I said let's break up, we're done. Shao Yi seemed somewhat incredulous. You're saying you want to break up with me? Why? Zhao Shanhai handed a tablet to Shao Yi. Do you find him familiar? Shao Yi's expression turned complex. He sat down on the sofa with a mix of dissatisfaction and indifference. He's just a new star our company is promoting. I have nothing to do with this young star. The company spent money to promote him. We just watched a movie together and had a few meals. There's no other relationship. Not now, and what about the future? Zhao Shanhai pierced through, sparing no feelings. Shao Yi, neither of us is a fool. You already have feelings for someone else. Do you really have to wait until I find out something more embarrassing for you to be satisfied? Shao Yi's eyes tightened as he looked at Zhao Shanhai's smile and pressed his thin lips together. 7 years. No matter how intense the feelings, they have faded. He admits that he's tired of it. Zhao Shanhai clearly saw Shao Yi's expression. He stood up. Shao Yi, we've been together for 7 years. Do you think I can't tell what you're thinking? Shao Yi leaned back on the sofa. If you want to break up, then let's break up. This time, it's my fault. Zhao Shanhai sneered. When have you ever done right by me? From now on, you, as the big benefactor, can flirt with whichever little celebrity you want. It has nothing to do with me. Oh, and I have to say, you have quite an eye. This little celebrity has a handsome face and long legs. I'd be interested too, let alone you. Shao Yi's face turned dark instantly as he stood up abruptly. Seeing his darkened face, Zhao Shanhai's smile grew wider as he walked lightly towards the door. 7 years of feelings have finally ended, and it was easier than imagined. Zhao Shanhai stared directly at Shao Yi's new car. He was almost certain that the passenger seat of the luxury car had been sat in by the little celebrity, even intimately. At this thought, waves of anger and resentment surged in his heart. He picked up a stone from the ground and squeezed it in his palm. Then, with a swift movement of his arm, Shao Yi, the stone, with a sharp momentum, smashed into Shao Yi's car window. One word, satisfying. This man was too fierce. Driven by impulse, Shao Yi immediately grabbed Zhao Shanhai's chin with his hand. Without thinking, he lowered his head and kissed him hard, as if in punishment. Remember to kick this person out of all my investment projects. Whether he's the lead or a supporting role, replace him. The assistant was surprised, but Shao Dai then let him invest his own money to promote. This minor star still thinks he can come to me for resources and benefits? Dream on. Zhao Shanhai sneered. The assistant swallowed nervously and agreed. This minor star was specially looked after by Shao Yi. Now that Shao Dai and Zhao Dai have some free time, this assistant is caught in the middle, struggling to satisfy both sides. Zhao Shanhai looked at the assistant's troubled expression and chuckled. Do you think mixing business and personal matters like this is irrational? The assistant was taken aback and shook his head like a rattle. No need to lie, because I know what I'm doing. I handle things steadily and keep business and personal matters separate. But when it comes to these people, I insist on being harsh and selfish. I haven't blacklisted him. It's this minor star's fortune accumulated from praying in front of the Buddha for thousands of years. Once he understood, he went ahead and did it. After speaking, he left the office. Daddy, a little girl with bright, expressive eyes, saw Zhao Shanhai and rushed over with a big smile. Zhao Shanhai looked at the little girl, and his heart instantly calmed down. He picked up his daughter and playfully tweaked her nose. Lele, were you good today? Very good, Xiao Lele replied with a bright smile. The dance teacher praised my great progress. But why didn't Daddy number 2 come? Zhao Shanhai heard Xiao Lele asking about Shao Yi, and a trace of hesitation flashed across his face. Daddy number 2 has work today and has to work overtime, so Lele might not see him tonight. Xiao Lele pouted. Daddy number 2 is always so busy. Zhao Shanhai looked at Xiao Lily's disappointed expression. Yes, he's very busy, busy with work, and busy with indulging others outside, busy with ambiguous relationships. How could he not be busy? Lele, don't worry, Daddy will always be with you. Only then did Xiao Lele smile. Then, like a little treasure hunter, she pulled out a drawing from her backpack and handed it to Zhao Shanhai. Daddy, look, this is my art homework for today. I got first place. I'm the first. The art teacher praised my drawing and gave me 99 points. Zhao Shanhai glanced down at a girl with a ponytail standing in the middle, holding the hands of 2 tall men on either side. It's a picture of a family, a very warm one, for Big Daddy. Xiao Lily's eyes seemed to sparkle like stars. Big Daddy and Second Daddy will always be with Lele, with rice along with Lele. Zhao Shanhai lowered his head and kissed Xiao Lele on the top of her head, promising her. Shao Yi found that Zhao Shanhai never called him when picking up Lele, making his mind a mess. He opened the door with a cold expression. Second Daddy, you're back. Xiao Lele cheerfully called out when she saw Shao Yi. Shao Yi nodded. Lele hasn't slept yet. What story are you reading? Xiao Lele was deeply engrossed. The prince and princess went through various hardships and finally ended up together. They lived happily ever after. Second Daddy, they'll be happy forever, right? The prince will always loyally love his other half, won't he? Shao Yi was taken aback. Her words stung his heart a bit, but facing Xiao Lele, he said nothing. Yes, a prince loves only one person for a lifetime. What about Big Daddy? Shao Yi coughed and asked his daughter. In the bathroom, Xiao Lele pointed towards the bathroom direction. Big Daddy is taking a shower. Shao Yi nodded, got up, and walked towards the bathroom. He opened the door, which was unlocked, and was greeted by a mist of warm moisture. Zhao Shanhai was lying in the bathtub. When he saw it was Shao Yi, a hint of sarcasm crossed his eyes. Didn't go on a date? Shao Yi didn't speak. We've broken up. You're free now. Why rush back? Not staying with your little star? A flicker of displeasure crossed Shao Yi's heart. If you want to break up, fine. But Lila. Zhao Shanhai squinted at him. Although Lila is a seed of the Shao family, I raised her. She's my daughter too. I've thought it over. Lila is still young, lost her parents early, and now is the time she needs a family. So, I can't leave her. From now on, I'll sleep in a separate room. In front of Lila, she still has a home, still has 2 dads. Shao Yi also didn't want Xiao Lila to be hurt. Zhao Shanhai's suggestion naturally was the best. Also, Zhao Shanhai continued, his tone much harsher. From now on, we do our own thing. If you find someone outside to warm your bed, don't dirty my sight. I don't care. But you better hide them well. Don't let them come in front of Lila. Saying this, Zhao Shanhai's tone became grave, his gaze coldly fixed on Shao Yi. Shao Yi, my resources and connections may not necessarily lose to you. I'm making it clear now, if you or your people outside dare to hurt Lila a little bit or make the girl sad, I will do everything in my power to destroy you too, dogmen. Shao Yi looked at Zhao Shanhai's sharp eyes, his suddenly cold and hostile attitude, and suddenly felt an impulse. Driven by impulse, he instantly grabbed Zhao Shanhai's chin with his hand. Without thinking, he lowered his head and kissed him fiercely, as if to punish him. Don't freaking come any closer, I feel disgusted. Zhao Shanhai pushed him away and then punched Shao Yi in the muscles, feeling vindicated. Shao Yi, like a fierce cheetah, glared at Zhao Shanhai. If you feel vindicated, go resolve it with your strength. Zhao Shanhai loosened his bathrobe. He is a very mature man, yet he possesses an allure that one cannot turn away from. From now on, don't set your sights on me. Zhao Shanhai walked out of the bathroom and coaxed Xiao Lele to sleep. When Shao Yi returned to the bedroom, Zhao Shanhai was already packing. Don't bother, I'll move. Shao Yi was quick to act, and Zhao Shanhai, already too lazy to move, saw no reason to object to Shao Yi's willingness to leave on his own. Actually, I'm not really with that young star. We just watched a movie and had dinner. Nothing else, really. Zhao Shanhai didn't respond, turned over, and faced away from Shao Yi, pretending not to hear. Shao Yi looked at the man's back, seeing how he had become thoroughly indifferent. His attitude of completely shutting him out made him even more annoyed. The next morning as the sun rose, The kitchen was filled with the aroma of a delicious breakfast. Second dad, morning. Shao Lele happily called out when she saw Shao Yi. Shao Yi sat in his usual seat but couldn't find the newspaper he saw every day. He guessed Zhao Shanhai was too lazy to get it for him. Zhao Shanhai, wearing an apron, brought out 2 plates of fried eggs from the kitchen, placing one in front of Shao Lele. Shao Yi reached out to take the other plate of eggs, but Zhao Shanhai slapped his hand away. Not for you. Shao Lele looked up, blinking curiously. First dad, why don't you let second dad have breakfast? Zhao Shanhai smiled and patted Shao Lele's little head. Because your third dad has already eaten outside. Lele, just eat well and go to school. Shao Lele nodded and quietly continued eating breakfast. Shao Yi sat there awkwardly, unsure whether to stay or leave. After breaking up, he couldn't even have breakfast. Zhao Shanhai was being a bit too harsh. Fine, he'd buy breakfast at work if he had to. After Zhao Shanhai and Shao Lele finished breakfast, Zhao Shanhai backed the car out of the garage to take Shao Lele to school. Usually, the 3 of them would leave together, so Shao Lele naturally pulled Shao Yi into the car. Though Zhao Shanhai was unwilling, he didn't want to show anything in front of his daughter, so he pretended to be calm and said nothing. When they arrived at the school gate and Shao Lele was about to get out of the car, she suddenly frowned. Daddy, you forgot something today. Zhao Shanhai frowned in confusion and checked if Shao Lele had everything: the red scarf, the school badge, the homework, the pencil box and the textbooks. What did I forget? Shao Lele mysteriously smiled. Shao Lele said with a secretive smile, you forgot to give your second dad a good morning kiss. Zhao Shanhai was stunned, remembering those old times, but now, in his heart, he couldn't help but want to pull off a coup in Gandon, pattering him with bullets because he didn't want to give him a kiss now, he just wanted to send him to heaven. Big Daddy, Shao Lele tugging at Zhao Shanhai's clothes, you should give second dad a good morning kiss. Zhao Shanhai looked at the girl's persistent demeanor and sighed. The girl was so innocent and naive, he couldn't let her know what her second dad was up to outside, nor could he let her find out he was at odds with Shao Yi, otherwise the girl would be devastated. Zhao Shanhai struggled for a while, then smiled gently, all right, for Lele, a good morning kiss. Saying this, he climbed his arm around Shao Yi's neck, and with emotionless lips, touched Shao Yi's thin lips, under Shao Lele's expectant gaze. Shao Lele saw the 2 dads share a warm good morning kiss as usual, giggled, and happily went to school with her backpack. As soon as Shao Lele left, Zhao Shanhai immediately wiped his mouth, just putting on an act in front of his daughter, following what was agreed yesterday. Shao Yi touched his own lips. Actually, if you kissed me a bit longer, I wouldn't mind. I mind. Zhao Shanhai gave him a cold glance. I'm telling you, if you keep messing around outside, you better watch out. Hand, foot, and mouth disease spreads just like this. Zhao Shanhai's expression shifted as he opened the car door. I need to go to the office now. Shao Yi's expression darkened. You're not dropping me off? That's probably not possible now. Sending you off for good might be a better idea. Zhao Shanhai shrugged. You have so many luxury cars, you don't care to ride in mine, right? Better get off the car quietly, don't make me say something even uglier. As soon as he got out of the car, the door slammed shut and the car sped off, disappearing into traffic without any hesitation. They really left him there. Zhao Shanhai drove himself to the company. As soon as he entered the lobby, his assistant stopped him. Mr. Zhao, Fu Zhoming is here to see you. He's in the waiting room. Zhao Shanhai frowned, recalling in his mind, Fu Zhoming, that young celebrity, willingly being the submissive for 7 years, but the dominant had an affair. Zhao Shanhai couldn't tolerate it and made them wait until 3 in the afternoon. This young celebrity sure has patience. No wonder he could cling to Shao Yi. In that case, give them 10 minutes and let them come over. Assistant Wang breathed a sigh of relief. I'll call them right away. Zhao Shanhai walked to the floor-to-ceiling window, squinting as he looked at the bustling cityscape outside. Speak, why are you looking for me? Fu Zhoming stood honestly. Mr. Zhao, I'm here to apologize. I shouldn't have secretly met and watched movies with Shao Yi behind your back. I knew Shao Yi was your boyfriend and didn't avoid suspicion. I've broken up with Shao Yi. Zhao Shanhai rubbed his head. As for the past, I don't care anymore. If that's all you came to say, then you can leave. See them out. Assistant Wang raised his hand to escort them out. Fu Zhoming's manager hurriedly jumped in. Mr. Zhao, I have more to say. This time, Zhoming was in the wrong. You've already cut off most of his resources. Isn't it time to calm down? You're a businessman. Dealing with things too harshly doesn't benefit you either, does it? Zhao Shanhai's gaze suddenly turned cold. Why is there no benefit? Watching someone I dislike have their arrogance completely destroyed and stand in front of me pleading is the greatest benefit, isn't it? Besides, the money I invest, I can spend however I want and on whomever I choose. What gives you the right to dictate to me? The manager insisted once more. Shao Xing, I don't ask for anything else, but I'm putting my foot down here. The lead role in the movie, Chasing the Wind, cannot be changed. It must be Zhou Ming. Zhao Shanhai raised an eyebrow in surprise. Why? Zhou Ming's temperament and looks are the best fit for this role. Among actors of the same age, no one performs better than Zhou Ming. Even Shao Yi strongly agrees that Zhou Ming should be the lead. Listen, even Xiao Dai has accepted it. You can withdraw from other resources as you please, but this role must go to Zhou Ming. Are you saying I must use Fu Zhou Ming for this role? Zhao Shanhai exuded a dangerous aura. The manager was oblivious and proudly raised his head. Yes, you must. He couldn't believe it. No matter how wealthy Zhao Shanhai is, can he really overcome everything? The director, producer, and Chao He all unanimously agree that Zhou Ming should act in it. Chao He even took special care. There's no one more suitable than Zhou Ming in the circle. Can just one word from Zhao Shanhai overturn everything and start over? Thinking of this, the manager's face showed a confident smile. He looked calmly at Zhao Shanhai's furrowed brows, as if waiting for him to concede. Zhao Shanhai frowned deeply, lost in thought. After a long while, he suddenly pointed at Assistant Wang. That male celebrity who kept texting me the other day, saying he admired me and wanted to have dinner with me. What was his name again? Assistant Wang lifted his head and thought for a moment. Song Shu. Him, then. Zhao Shanhai decided firmly. Replace Fu Zhou Ming with Song Shu. Arrange for me to meet Song Shu tonight. I want to talk to him. The agent couldn't hold back anymore. Zhao Peng, are you out of your mind? Song Shu, this kind of male vase, has no acting skills or popularity. Him playing the leading role is absolutely unacceptable. Zhao Shanhai countered, what I say goes. As for you two, don't waste your time here. With all this free time, you might as well go plead with Shao Yi. I'll see if you and Bei Yi have the capability to make me change my mind. After the agent and Fu Zhouming left, later, follow Zhao Shanhai and try to capture the scene of him meeting with Song Shu. The warmer, the better. Zhao Shanhai, since you're cutting off my resources, don't blame me. Fu Zhouming soon arrived at Shao Yi's place. Fu Zhouming quickly arrived at Shao Yi's place. Shao Yi, Zhao Dai wants to spread my resources. He's holding his phone. No wonder Zhao Dai wants to get rid of my resources. It turns out it's for Song Shu. Shao Dai, look, it's all been captured by the paparazzi. Shao Yi took a look at the phone. Zhao Shanhai, how dare he? Zhao Shanhai feels Song Shu's hand kneading on his shoulder and laughs. You are quite good at massaging. Song Shu, with a gleam in his eyes, says, I've acted in massage scenes before and specifically learned from a master. If Zhao Pen doesn't mind in the future, give me a call and I'll come right over. Zhao Shanhai slightly raises an eyebrow. Song Shu is blatantly flirting with him. With so many big shots in the industry, you're the only one I respect and admire. As long as Zhao Dai wants to see me, even if I'm lying in the operating room for cosmetic surgery, I'll come covered in gauze. Zhao Shanhai feels the pressure on his shoulder, but his mind wanders, thinking about Shao Yi and Fu Zhouming. If Shao Yi can get cozy with Fu Zhouming, wanting to taste the flavor of love, then why can't I? Song Shu's long fingers probe inside Zhao Shanhai's shirt. Zhao Shanhai doesn't react. Song Shu is delighted, caressing Zhao Shanhai's collarbone and muscles, lowers his head and whispers with warm breath, thank you, Zhao Dai, for giving me the lead role in this movie. Zhao Shanhai slightly turns his head, looking at Song Shu's fair face. Just as he's about to speak, his phone in the bag starts vibrating frantically. Zhao Shanhai frowns and answers the call. Zhao Shanhai, get your ass back here now. I want you back right this instant. As Zhao Shanhai listened to the roar, he couldn't help but laugh. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. Wait, Shao Yi clenched his teeth, squeezing out a few words through them. It's Lele. Lele has a fever. Zhao Shanhai put down his phone and hurried home. Where's Lele? Zhao Shanhai was about to enter the room as he took off his coat. I'll go check on her. No need, Shao Yi stopped him. She just took her medicine and is asleep. Zhao Shanhai paused. How did she suddenly get a fever? The teacher said she went swimming today and caught a long chill in her wet clothes, Shao Yi said heavily. The doctor has already seen her. It's nothing serious for now. Zhao Shanhai sighed in relief. Shao Yi, with his icy gaze, quietly scrutinized the man standing in front of him. When he noticed Zhao Shanhai's undone collar, his eyes widened dramatically. Zhao Shanhai is a meticulous man. When he dresses, the cuffs of his shirt always extend about 2 centimeters beyond his suit jacket sleeves. Every button is neatly fastened. Yet, at this moment, his collar was wide open. Shao Yi, like a cheetah, cornered Zhao Shanhai. Where have you just been? Zhao Shanhai looked at Shao Yi strangely. Why do you care so much? Lily's not here, there's no need to put on an act. Shao Yi took 2 steps closer, his burning gaze following Zhao Shanhai closely. I'm asking you, who did you just meet with? What did you do? Zhao Shanhai, with a calm smile, replied, haven't you figured it out yet? Who I met and what I did has absolutely nothing to do with you. Shao Yi's eyes burned with repressed rage. He quickly grabbed Zhao Shanhai's wrist. Did you go find a man? Zhao Shanhai frowned and tugged his arm, thinking how this man seemed even more annoying than before after they broke up. Is his brain dead? How dare he question me with a dog's face, demanding to know my whereabouts? He's just looking for trouble. Zhao Shanhai's eyes were cold. What if I'm seeing another man? Shao Yi, we agreed to still live under the same roof for Lily's sake. When Lele is not around, we go our separate ways and don't interfere with each other. Why are you acting crazy now? Shao Yi stared at Zhao Shanhai's stern face, anger welling up inside him. How could Zhao Shanhai so quickly start having fun outside? He couldn't accept it. Shao Yi gritted his teeth. Zhao Shanhai, are you trying to get back at me? I supported Fu Zhoming, so you go and support Song Shu and flirt with him. You're doing it on purpose, aren't you? Zhao Shanhai's lips twitched slightly. Revenge? Shao Yi, there's a saying, a wise person knows their own worth. Who do you think you are that I go through all that trouble to get back at you? Don't take yourself too seriously. I'm single now. I can like whoever I want and enjoy the taste of love. Why can't I? Shao Yi coldly pushed Zhao Shanhai's chin with his hand, forcing him step by step against the wall. You're used to being with someone like Song Shu, right? Can you really be with Song Shu? As soon as Shao Yi said this, the atmosphere between them instantly became tense. Daddy, are you two fighting? A weak child's voice suddenly came from the side. Xiao Lele was peeking from the doorframe, looking at his two dads with fear. We're just discussing work matters, not fighting. You are fighting. I heard you yelling at Daddy. I understand the sound of fighting. I'm not a little kid anymore. Lele, don't worry. It's really just work. Don't be afraid. Daddy is here. Then Shao Yi sat next to Zhao Shanhai, put his arm around Zhao Shanhai's waist, and stroked his chin. Lele, this isn't fighting. This is flirting. Both male leads are really in love. Everything else is for carrying on the family line. Look at the other students, they all have one dad and one mom. Even though I don't have a mom, I have two tall, handsome dads who love me. I'm happier and more blessed than all of them, right? Zhao Shanhai felt a pang of sadness, lowered his head, and kissed Xiao Lele on the cheek. Our Lele will only become happier and more blessed in the future. Seeing both dads agree, Xiao Lele was relieved, obediently closed his eyes. Just as Zhao Shanhai was closing Lily's bedroom door, Shao Yi, who had been standing beside him, suddenly grabbed his hand, looking solemn. With a serious demeanor, we talk about Zhao Shanhai, who pulled his hand away from Shao Yi without a word, coldly turning around and leaving. Shao Yi stood there awkwardly with his hand raised. We used to be so close, why have we become like this? Moreover, after breaking up, not even a decent breakfast was shared. Truly heartless. Shao Yi glanced back slightly, his assistant called out to him. Fu Zhoming and his agent are already waiting for you in the reception room. Shao Yi responded softly, let them come in. Then, two people walked in from the door. It was Fu Zhoming and his agent. Shao Yi, you've been nominated for Best Actor this year, winning looks promising. Several top directors have praised you as a promising talent. Also, you arranged a leading role for Zhoming last time, but it was rejected by Zhao Yi. We're very anxious. We know Zhao Yi is powerful, we can't compete. Please, see if you can talk to Zhao Yi. The pen twirling in Shao Yi's fingers suddenly stopped. He turned around, looked at the man sitting in front of him who once sparked a moment of freshness and romantic impulse, and said, Fu Zhoming, from now on, let the agency handle all your affairs. There's no need to come to me unless necessary. Hearing Shao Yi's words, Fu Zhoming's face turned pale instantly, which meant breaking off their connection. The agent beside him was also shocked. Shao Yi, did Zhoming do something to upset you? Just say the word and he'll do anything. Zhoming is your protege, you can't do this. No need. Shao Yi looked at the two people in front of him and coldly refused. He doesn't resent me, and I don't need him to do anything for me. That's it, you can go now. The agent wanted to say something else, but when he saw Shao Yi's icy demeanor, he was frightened back. Shao Yi is decisive and harsh. If he were further provoked, there would probably be no good outcome. The agent hurriedly pulled Fu Zhoming out of Shao Corporation. The moment they stepped out of Shao Corporation, the agent felt as if the sky had darkened, filled with regret and lamentation. He shouldn't have schemed to engage Shao Corporation in the first place. If he had allowed Zhoming and Shao to settle the matter earlier, it wouldn't have come to this. When Shao Yi got home, he was famished. He thought that even if he fainted from hunger, Zhao Shanhai wouldn't spare him a second glance. This man is truly ruthless and unfeeling. At that moment, he found that Lila had come out. Second dad, come with me. Shao Yi followed Xiao Lele, puzzled, into her small room. You have something for second dad? Shao Lele nodded, then sneakily took out a small insulated box and a pair of chopsticks from her bosom. I hid a little when Big Dad wasn't looking. Second Dad, you must be hungry. Eat quickly. Shao Yi took the food box from Shao Lily's hands, smelling the familiar scent, feeling instantly comforted by the familiar taste. It had been so long since he had tasted this flavor. The food that used to be readily available now required his daughter's help to sneak a few bites. He couldn't bear to finish it. Shao Lele smiled, her eyes twinkling like stars, extraordinarily vibrant. Tastes good, right? Big Dad makes the best crispy fried chicken legs. Shao Yi rubbed Lily's head vigorously. It's nice to have a daughter, truly a daddy's little padded jacket. Just as he was enjoying his meal, suddenly the door was knocked on. Zhao Shanhai's voice came from outside. Zhao Shanhai looked up and saw the tall and large Shao Yi standing in the room awkwardly. Why are you here? Shao Yi coughed. I am helping Lele clean up her room. Zhao Shanhai snorted lightly, clearly disbelieving. He looked at Shao Yi, his nose twitched, and then he said mockingly, Shao Yi, you're still committing? Cleaning Lily's room, yet it smells like fried chicken legs, really? Shao Yi, who was also a man, was a company executive, late at night, sneaking around, hiding in his daughter's room eating secretly, and getting caught on the spot. To say it wasn't awkward would definitely be a lie. Zhao Shanhai looked at Shao Yi's lips, shiny with oil. Mockingly, he hummed, a person like Shao Yi, who gets caught red-handed just for eating a chicken leg, has the guts to think about cheating. Who gave him the courage? Big Daddy, Lele approached Zhao Shanhai carefully tugging at his shirt. Don't be mad. Zhao Shanhai squatted down to meet Lily's eyes. Big Daddy cooked the food for you to fill up your belly. Why did you hide it away to give to someone else? Standing aside, Shao Yi's heart sank at these words. Someone else. Now, in Zhao Shanhai's words, he was already classified as someone else. Second Daddy hasn't eaten with us for a long time, Lele said, lowering her head and pinching her clothes. And, I just heard Second Daddy's stomach growling, so. After saying this, the little girl sneakily raised her eyes. Big Daddy, please don't be mad at me, okay? Zhao Shanhai sighed heavily, reached out and stroked Shao Lily's hair. I won't be mad at you. Upon hearing this, Shao Lele breathed a slight sigh of relief. Are you still hungry? You probably didn't eat enough earlier. I'll get you some snacks. Zhao Shanhai's eyes were all on Shao Lele, not even sparing a glance for the hungry Shao Yi beside him. I'm not hungry. I'm really full, Shao Lele said, patting his stomach. Zhao Shanhai nodded. If you're full, rest for a bit then go do your homework. Once you're done, I'll check it. Shao Lele obediently responded, pursing his lips as he sat down at the small desk. Only then did Zhao Shanhai stand up, walk to his room to change clothes, and tried to close the door when a force suddenly stopped him. Shao Yi held the doorknob tightly, slipped into Zhao Shanhai's room, and closed the door. Zhao Shanhai paused for a moment in the act of loosening his tie. Zhao Shanhai's hand paused as he was loosening his tie, frowned and said, Shao Yi, this is my room. I know. Shao Yi took a deep breath. I have something to tell you. Zhao Shanhai frowned even more, showing impatience all over his face. Shao Yi looked at Zhao Shanhai for a long time, as if announcing something important, and solemnly said, I've made it clear with Fu Zhoming today. From now on, I won't have any contact with him. Rest assured. Hearing this, Zhao Shanhai raised an eyebrow and nodded nonchalantly. Seeing his reaction, Shao Yi's face darkened. You have nothing else to say to me? What kind of reaction do you want from me? Zhao Shanhai turned his head, amused. Whether you contact Fu Zhoming or not, what does it have to do with me? It's really laughable. Should I play happy breakup to satisfy you? Shao Yi's face looked as if he had eaten dog poop. He stepped forward and tightly grabbed Zhao Shanhai's arm. I've cut ties with Fu Zhoming. From now on, you're not allowed to contact Song Shu either. Zhao Shanhai couldn't help but let out a cold chuckle. Shao Yi, on what grounds? You cut ties with Fu Zhoming, so I have to stop communicating with Song Shu? To be honest, whether you cut ties with Fu Zhoming or not, makes no difference to me. I would even prefer you to be with him. At least when you're with him, you won't come to me every day acting foolishly. Feeling awkward, Shao Yi gritted his teeth. Zhao Shanhai, say that again. Zhao Shanhai was not afraid of Shao Yi's fierce demeanor at all. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. Shao Yi, I sincerely wish you and your little lover a happy life together. Now, obediently get out of my room, okay? All the anger in Shao Yi's heart suddenly surged. He stepped forward and fiercely grabbed Zhao Shanhai's wrist, shouting lowly, Is telling me to leave the only thing you can do now? Does it not matter to you what I say? Who I'm with doesn't matter to you at all, right? Zhao Shanhai met Shao Yi's angry eyes, his Adam's apple bobbed, and he calmly said, yes. Zhao Shanhai, Shao Yi hadn't finished speaking when the phone in Zhao Shanhai's hand Suddenly, a cheerful ringtone sounded. He picked up the phone and looked at it in front of his eyes. Two big characters lit up the screen, Song Shu. Shao Yi suddenly reached out, snatched the phone from his hand, and smashed it to the side. His voice was filled with a strong threat and cold cruelty. Don't answer it. Zhao Shanhai's eyes flashed with displeasure. Shao Yi, don't go too far. I said don't answer it, so don't answer it. Shao Yi blocked Zhao Shanhai's steps as he tried to retrieve his phone, forcing him to make eye contact. I promised you I won't get involved with Fu Zhoming anymore. You promise me you'll cut ties with Song Shu completely. Zhao Shanhai looked at the domineering and unreasonable Shao Yi in front of him, his chest heaving with controlled emotions. He had to restrain himself. Lele was doing homework in the next room, and he couldn't let the little girl hear anything. Zhao Shanhai took a deep breath, gritted his teeth, and said nothing. With a snap, he slapped Shao Yi's hand away, walked to the side, and picked up his phone. Shao Yi, you have no right to interfere with my matters with Song Shu. Shao Yi took a deep breath, a fierce light flashing in his eyes. You can refuse me today, but I'll wait. Wait to see how long you can keep up this indifferent facade, as if nothing matters. Have you ever seen such a prideful man? Just because he saw his lover getting cozy with someone else, he acts out a dramatic chase scene. The next day at work, Shao Yi's female assistant brought him a stack of documents. Director of Chasing the Wind says the lead role now needs to choose between Song Shu and Fu Zhoming. Fu Zhoming is the one you favor, and Song Shu is recommended by Zhao. He's finding it hard to decide. Shao Yi looked up. If he can't decide, tell him that for Chasing the Wind, I'm investing with only one requirement. The lead role must be Fu Zhoming. The female assistant nodded. Okay, I'll convey the message to him later. Shao Yi softly acknowledged, turned his gaze, and noticed a small piece of paper sticking out from the assistant's pocket. What's that? The female assistant lowered her head, took two small slips of paper out of her pocket, and awkwardly smiled, saying, they're nothing special. Just movie ticket stubs from when my husband and I went to the movies. I forgot to throw them away. Shao Yi squinted. Let me see them. The female assistant was a bit puzzled but handed the two ticket stubs to him. Shao Yi took them and saw that they were tickets for seats side by side, for a movie titled, Love Season. He looked at the words on the ticket stubs for a while. You don't mind if I keep these stubs, do you? The female assistant was startled. I don't mind giving them to you, but what do you need them for? Shao Yi's eyes had a glint of calculation. They'll come in handy. Zhao Pen, you're finally here. Zhu Pen greeted him warmly, shaking hands with Zhao Shanhai. We've all been waiting for Zhao Dai. Come, let's go inside first. Zhao Shanhai nodded. I heard Zhao Dai recently became single again. Zhu Pen teased as he glanced at Zhao Shanhai. What, did you have a falling out with Shao Dai? You're joking, Zhu Pen. Zhao Shanhai lightly scratched his head. Just like everything else in the world, long-lasting things eventually fall apart, let alone such unpredictable things like relationships. Zhu Dai's small eyes darted around, understanding most of it. True, but I see Zhao Dai hasn't lost any of his charm. With his qualities, he'll never lack company. It's nothing to worry about, ha ha ha. At this moment, the large electronic screen began to roll advertisements. Just as Zhao Shanhai was about to retract his gaze, the man named Wei beside him suddenly spoke up. Zhao He, that star is called Fu Zhoming, right? I heard he's become quite popular recently and has been nominated for Best Actor. He must have a wealthy backer, right? A backer who can elevate a minor star this high must have found true love. Zhao He, what do you think? Zhao Shanhai gave him a cold glance.